The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
A wonderful way to start your day. More interviews, more fun. This is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome to the Sandy Kastel Show today. I've got with me the Bee Gees Gold, starring John Acosta as Barry Gibbs, and also Mark Hall Speights as Morris. So welcome, guys. How are you today?
Wonderful. Thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome. I noticed you guys are all dressed up. Of course, you're in black, Mark. You know, the basic black.
It was the later look for
This is the
Gibbs.
later look?
Yes.
Okay, more subdued.
Yes.
And of course, you're wearing the nice bright colors.
Yeah, I'm going shopping
You go
in Las Vegas.
So tell me, how did you guys get together? What's the story behind putting together this great tribute show that you
Oh,
do?
thank you. About 4 years ago, I arrived in Las Vegas from Toronto, Canada, and put together a tribute because I was doing Barry Gibb out in Canada for a long time, and got together with musicians out here that were working with other bands, and I proposed to them work, basically, and dates.
Work?
And,
You mean you can actually work here in Las Vegas?
We work a lot out of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and great opportunities out there. We've been to Chile, we've been to Colombia, we've been to the Philippines. Yeah, it's been a great run.
And so you've done a lot internationally then, of course.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you just started working with Coast to Coast Entertainment, and I
Yes.
understand that they've got you booked at a lot of different events. So
Yeah, we're starting off September 15 at the Italian American Club. And that's going to be an 8 o'clock show. So we're inviting all our Facebook friends out there, social media. Come on out. Bring your dancing shoes. It's the 40th anniversary of Saturday Night Fever.
Oh my gosh! And you know, the Italian American Club is one of the few locations that still has a beautiful stage.
Yeah.
And they have seat about 300 people in that room.
Yes.
It's a really great room. And I know after it was renovated a few years back, you know, they just started bringing in all this entertainment, and gradually have built it up to where they've got entertainment literally every night of the week. So you know.
Well, definitely Mark has wonderful experiences out there playing with many different artists. And I was there recently for the first time. With Coast to Coast, Trish and Tony, and I met Jerry Tiffy out there, a classic.
Jerry's
act.
great.
Yeah, and he called me up, and we did about 4 Bee Gees songs that night.
Oh my gosh!
And actually, that night, the owner came up and said we sold 15 tickets
Already,
on the spot.
just that night.
Oh, sorry.
What was that? What was that again?
It may
Could
be
you
too
give me
early.
that? Wait, what was that? Go ahead. I think that they say you can close your eyes, literally, and you can picture the Gibbs, you know, Barry Gibbs singing. Yes.
Did you feel
You've been
it?
told that. I felt it. Yeah, it was vibrating.
Jump that.
The fever is contagious. Yes.
So anyway, you've been with Trish and Tony, and now how did you end up finding them, or how did they find you?
Just recently, we were doing, what were we doing? We were doing a couple of shows at I also have a strong relationship with the station casinos, and they were at one of the events that we were performing at, and they approached me, and we've been working towards getting something on the scene.
That's wonderful. So, are you going to give us? I see you brought your guitar. So
I did.
Are you going to give us a little sample?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we'd love to.
What are you going to do?
Either that or have it surgically removed. And it's,
It goes
They
everywhere.
were in
I
trouble.
go.
They were in trouble. I'm going to sit back and relax.
Okay.
I'm going to be
So
like
these
one
are-
of the audience members.
Let's
okay?
say these are some of the tunes that you'll hear that night.
Okay.
And of course, we're going to do them acoustically now. 3, 4. Nobody gets too much heavy no more. It's much harder to come back. I'm waiting in line. Nobody gets too much love anymore. It's as high as your mountain and harder to climb. Ooh, you're my girl. Got a highway to the sky. We can turn away from the night and day and the tears we have to cry. You're my love. I can see beyond forever. Everything we own will never die. Love is such a beautiful
a dream to fade away.
Woo! Wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful. The Bee Gees Gold.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? We're going to be right back after a message from our sponsors, and I think we might have some video footage for you to watch too. Yes.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Sandy Kastel, the founder of WEMA. What is WEMA? WEMA is Women in Music and Arts, empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships. You can find out more about us at wemafoundation.org.
Are you ready for the fever?
Just gets in your eye. Tell by the way I use my walk on the road is back. No time to never hurry. It's okay. You may look the other way. We can try to understand. New York Times and back on man. Stay alive. I'm staying alive. If my story's outdated, people showing love like the way me, and I can see myself. Let history repeat itself. More than a woman, more than a woman to me. 'Cause we're living in a world breaking us down. When they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. Nobody gets too much heavy no more. It's much harder to come by. I'm waiting in line. That won't stop my loving you. I can't stay away. Aiming it up on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs, singing them straight to the heart song. I just gotta get a message to you. Hold on, hold on. Tragedy, I lose control and I got no soul. It's tragedy. I'm all reminded I know why it's hard tonight. With no one beside you, you're going away. Tragedy. Baby, most of midnight goes right up to the dark, yeah. Come and take me high. My mama ain't in the world. Let me go. All right.
Welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I've got the Bee Gees Gold here with me, and John Acosta, who plays Barry Gibbs, and also Mark Hall Speights, yes, and you play Morris. Now, you know, it was funny, we were talking about this earlier, but his name is actually spelled like Maurice.
Maurice, yes.
But it's pronounced Morris.
They were British, raised in Australia,
Yes.
where they had their early success.
And so how long have you been doing this?
I started working in a Bee Gees tribute, another act in town.
That we won't mention.
Yes, we won't mention. About 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I had met John at that time through a mutual Canadian friend. I actually was doing the show the night he first came to see this other show and that I was performing in, and I opened the door for him. And I was just a sub in the show, but that's how we met.
Good, good. And then, John, you've you've been playing, 9 years or something as Barry Gibbs?
Yeah.
In different renditions of the show?
In different tributes and loving what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before this, what were you doing? Singing other places? Doing
I was
other
a
kinds
Latino.
of music?
And
You were?
Well, I still am.
I didn't think we could like switch in midstream,
Yeah.
but you know,
Well,
just in case.
Actually, when I got to Vegas, it was really an opportunity because Judy Alberti, who was entertainment director of the station casinos,
Right.
she hired me as a Latin artist. So I was doing Gypsy Kings and Mark Anthony, and at one of those shows, I actually sang a tune that is. You want me
You're
to do
getting
it?
ready. I know. Yes.
It was like this. Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno pa' gozar. Mulata, baby, motion midnight. Goes right into the dawn. Dancing, yeah.
And he heard that voice.
Yeah, so she,
she heard that
She
voice.
heard that voice and said, whoa.
What are you doing?
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. So come into my office, and she backed me up, put the time and money behind me, and we
Wow.
became BG's Gold
Oh,
in Las Vegas.
wow.
Yeah,
Is she still part of?
she is. She's a good
yeah?
friend, and I keep
Good.
her up to date with everything.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we still do a lot of station casinos
Yeah.
throughout the year.
Now, how many people do you have in the band?
I've got 5. I've got Mark, who plays
Guitar.
Maurice, and he's also a guitar player. He's also a bass player, and comes to my house, fixes plumbing sometimes.
Oh.
Whatever he needs. No, but actually, he's a great friend and very talented. Also, we have Dan Sia, who's a fellow Canadian from Kamloops, and he's the drummer.
Okay.
And we call him Shadow Dan Sia. And everybody's got a nickname in this group. And then there's Daryl Borges, who actually is
Daryl.
playing. Yeah, he's playing Robin Gibb. And he just shows up. He doesn't have to get dressed up. He just looks like
He just looks like him.
He does.
And then we have also Jeff Celentano as well as Maurice. He's on keys and vocals.
Okay, good. And so your shows.
Yes.
You're going to be at the Italian American Club.
Yes.
And are you doing one show, 2 shows?
We're doing one full, tight 90-minute set.
Okay, hour and a half show.
Yes.
Great,
Visiting the 60s a little bit, right into the fever period. That's why I say I've already been at the Italian American Club, and they're dressed to the nines already. I mean, when I was there, I was like, "Oh, I'm home."
Well, you know, Las Vegas has changed so much, and as everybody knows, people have. They come here so casually now.
Yeah.
You know, they're wearing shorts, T-shirts, and the girls wearing bikinis on the strip. I mean, it's totally. I mean, it's really terrible. The guys hate it, but you know, so it's a whole different thing. And so it's really nice when you walk into a hotel, and especially the Italian American Club.
It's very old school.
Everybody
Very
feels
nice.
this old world.
Yeah.
I mean, I say old world, but it's like old Vegas.
Yep.
You know, where we all dressed up to go out to town.
We should
you
be.
know, and I grew up here, and that's what
Yeah.
we always
Yeah.
did. You know,
And
but
you probably remember when there was a building, I don't want to mention any names, there was one casino that was built that had a mobile home park that was behind for motorhomes, and everyone said, and this was like 1976, the end of Vegas. It's the end
when
of
the
classy
motorhomes
Vegas.
came here.
When people can stay in their campers, it's the end of Vegas.
yeah,
It was a good year, 76.
Yep.
I think it was actually the 80s though that they started coming in
Yeah.
shorts and
Yeah.
cut and
Tank tops.
and strollers. You know, I mean, it was a little different.
Pajamas.
And slippers, I know, you know, but we didn't do it. So the bottom line is getting back to the Italian American Club.
Yeah.
So now the guys over there,
Yeah.
the guys,
Hey.
you know, all decided to have you come over and do a show for them, right? You know, so and so you're going to be there on
September 15th, which is
September
a Friday.
15th,
So
okay.
we're having September Night Fever.
okay.
Yeah.
And 8 p.m., like I said, show up with your dancing shoes.
Okay, so they're actually going to have the dance floor available for people
yeah.
to dance. So they'll
Yes.
put the tables, because at the Italian American Club, just so everybody knows, you can go there. You can actually become a member. I don't know what the membership is, but I know you can become a member, and they have wonderful Italian food,
It's
you know,
amazing.
dining there,
Wonderful.
which
Yeah.
is great. They also have the bar that has a stage over there, and that's where Jerry plays over there
Yep.
a lot,
Yes.
you know, and a lot of people go and play there, and everybody comes and sits in. You know, we had Frankie Shinta the other night, and we had Vinny, you know, from the Bronx Wanderers.
Oh,
yes,
Yes,
Vinny from
yeah,
the Bronx
same
Wanderers
show,
was
great
there.
show.
Yeah, and I got it and sent in too. You know, it's Jerry. And so it's really nice because you get a mix of people coming. That bar is always packed in there. They have fine dining going on, and then in the big room they have a show. You know, and oftentimes they have 250 to 300 people in the show, and it's
Right.
great. And depending on how they set it up, so they can actually set up the tables around the dance floor so that people can still get up in there and dance.
Well, often we always try to encourage them that the Bee Gees music, particularly in the late '70s, it became the dance music of a dead generation. It was like that was what brought people to their feet.
Yeah.
So when we start out the show, some people are a little bit timid, but we encourage them. And
You
as the
say,
show
"Have another
goes-
drink."
Yeah, no, whatever it takes.
Listen to the music and just get
Exactly.
up off your feet.
Yeah,
because-
I just get to the point and say, I want everybody up on your feet.
yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, because this
That's
kind of music, you can't just sit down. Your feet are always moving.
No, they do.
Yeah.
They do get up, and
Yeah.
it's like we start off the night with a killer song.
Good.
It's
And what song is that?
well, you got
You
to
wanna
be there.
tease
You
us?
gotta,
Oh, come on. You're going to give a little bit of
a
it.
little bit of it.
Listen to the ground, lyrics moving all around, lyrics something going down, and I can feel it
Remember that one?
on the waves of the air. Lyrics dancing out there, and it's up, we can steal it. The sweet city woman, she moves through the line, controlling my mind and my soul. When you reach up for me, when the feeling is right, give me the night fever, night fever. We know how to do it. Whoa! Just feel the night fever, night fever. We know how to show it.
There you go. Everybody has to get up on
That's
on
where
their
it
feet
starts.
and
That's
dance. So the Bee Gees Gold, Friday night, the September
September
15th,
15th, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Be there at the Italian American Club. We're going to be right back after a message from our sponsors with BG Gold.
Put her hand in mine and said she loved me so very long ago.
Hey, how's it going? You can just throw your name up on the list and we'll get right to you. Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for coming in. Let me just clean this spot up and then we'll get right to you. You can hop on up if you're ready. Welcome to the shop. You need a shave too, though, right?
I don't know if I would accept a shave from somebody who's unshaven.
I look like a child when I have a clean-shaven face.
Well, I wouldn't want a child cutting my hair. And I'd also need to know that the blades have been sanitized thoroughly.
I can guarantee you that the barbicide is 100% authentic and these are sanitized tools I'm using.
Well, what is
Have you ever gotten a straight razor shave?
Is there any other kind? This stuff smells like Irish Spring.
Brings me back to childhood.
Did you grow up in a chemical plant? Hurry up.
Yeah, well, you know. Now you look like $1 million.
Well, that's your job. I'll be sure and mention your facility during my show tonight.
Are you looking for investment properties here in Las Vegas? Hi, I'm Sandy Kastel. I can help you find those choice properties for your portfolio. Call me at 702-348-5707. I'm Sandy Kastel. Welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here with the Bee Gees Gold, and we are getting a little sampling of their music. Right now, John Acosta is playing us a little of a mix. And then also we've got Mark Hall Speights with him today. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Yeah. So we always let John Styles. Hi, John. Say hi.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
This is this baby is all John's. John Styles and I started working together about 5 years ago, I guess. 4. Anyway, it was when I was over at KLAV and with Lotus Broadcasting, and I was doing my show over there, and I was looking for somebody to do video for us, and to John Stiles, and he said, yeah, I just do this for a hobby, you know, and I really have another day job, you know, but I really enjoy this. And I said, well, good, come on out, you know, and videotape our shows. And now here we are a few years later, and he has his own studio here at WWDBTV.com, which you can check out all the time, 24/7, you know, 365 days a year and 10 years in advance, whatever.
Very nice
because so he is here today, and I always let him ask his question. And actually, John, do you want to do it off camera, or would you like for me to do it for you?
I'm ready.
He's ready. Okay,
and I just have to say,
wait.
Go ahead.
This is John Stiles doing it with style.
Cool. And I have to say, and I saw you guys a couple months ago, and I told you this before the show. I went in there with some trepidation. I love the Bee Gees. I thought these guys are going to screw it up, and I'm going to walk out of here pissed. After you did
nothing like a little pressure, boys.
Exactly. After you did the first song, I was hooked. You had. I mean, the fact that you guys, what came across was how much you love doing what you do. And we all felt that, so I want to thank you for that. So
see, you can have no better testament that somebody that comes in with a negative attitude and comes and sees your show, and they walk out being big fans of yours.
And when I left the show, I thought, I will go see them again. And I would recommend the show. So anyway, here's my question.
You can come Friday, September the 15th at the Italian American Club at 8 p.m., just to let you know.
I'm going to work on that. So here's my question, and this question is for John.
Yes.
What is it like being a Latino, playing a Brit, brought up in Australia, playing or performing for an American audience?
Voila.
Wait, and one more. An Italian-American audience.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Talk about culture mixing.
No kidding.
Well, my friends.
I thought he was just going to say fine.
You don't normally do this.
I don't normally do this, but well, that's a very good question, John. And I'll make it short, but it's a pleasure because of the history that I'm coming from. When I was in Uruguay, South America, there was a radio station when I was 10 years old, and I was a huge Beatle fanatic. And every Sunday we would hear La Hora de los Beatles y los Bee Gees. Now this is at a time where I say, okay, I'm going to be sitting here ready to listen to my idol John Lennon, and then all of a sudden the Bee Gees music was back to back.
Wow.
And I thought, who is this? And it was Nights on Broadway, a 1975 release.
Oh my gosh.
So there was that, I'm Latino listening to British artists, and they were huge in South America. The Bee Gees were huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And really, I came back to North America with that influence. And where's the Italian influence come from? Well, when I first came to this country, which was Canada, North America, my parents both out there working their butts off to keep me in school and things like that. Well, I was babysat by Italian families. So, a little bicchiere di vino with a little soprasata was just a normal thing. And then they would say, Giovanni, cante something. And I would sing something. And it was probably a Beatles or a Bee Gees song. But it's a pleasure to perform as Barry Gibb because he's a genius. He's a melodic pop icon. And it's amazing that, so many years later, we are still listening to this music. This was great music. This was music filled with emotion. And that was instilled in me when I was 10 years old in Uruguay by way of Canada, then by way of Las Vegas, and now over here playing for the Italians at the Italian American Club.
Over here.
Hey, don't forget the Irish.
The Irish.
I got a little Irish in me.
Yeah.
and I enjoy the music so much too, and it's really a pleasure, when you meet somebody that is obviously musicians and performers. We're very passionate about what we do, or else we wouldn't do it.
That's right.
Because it's a very tough industry to be in. We're constantly struggling to, especially these days, the industry has changed a lot, and I'm sure that you've been affected by that too. Las Vegas has been affected by it. We don't have as many lounges where we can go see people play. We've got a lot of different cirque shows going on around town, which are fabulous, by the way, but there's about 14 of them. And so it's nice when you hear something like this and you're able to go to a nice place to see it, like the Italian American Club. So I'm really excited to see it. And it's such a pleasure to meet you. And of course, I haven't seen the show yet, so I'm so excited to be able to go there on September the 15th.
We're expecting you.
September the 15th, Friday night at 8 p.m., folks. And how can they get tickets?
They can go to the Italian American Club website.
Okay.
Isn't that right?
I think they can, yes.
Yep.
And I think they can also call in to the Italian American Club and get their tickets on. So you probably check it out online and also call them at the Italian American Club. And then you're going to do the one show there, and I'm hoping that there'll probably be more following that. But this first show, do you have any particular plans for this show that's a little different than any of your other shows that you've done?
Well, we will definitely bring them back in time to 1977. And we do a little, meet and greet with the people after the show. So if you want to sit down and have a piece of sopressata. No, I'm joking.
Sopressata. I got
if you want to sit down and take pictures with us.
Or get a piece of us.
Get a piece of us.
You're going to have CDs there?
Yeah, we're going to have some
Oh,
CDs. We'll have
good.
some merch. And we just
merch. That's merchandise for those of you who don't really know what it is.
Just meeting the people that want to come see this show and definitely say thank you to all.
It's beautiful when we get an opportunity to work in town because everybody follows us through our social media stuff all the time, and so when we get an opportunity to play in town, it's extra special.
It's extra special.
Yeah. And social media is so important. I went to your to the Facebook page, and I saw that you had announcements there, for the show and everything. And I know you also posted there about being on the show today here at the Sandy Kastel Show. Anyway, and also,
Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy. Do you have any Sandy songs?
Oh, Listen, we got some
grease. Do you have a Sandy song?
We got some grease in there. You got to come down.
And that's for another show, right?
A good part of the show that we didn't even mention is that the Bee Gees wrote a lot of hit songs for other people, and the theme song from Grease, which Frankie Valli had hit with, was written by Barry Gibb.
What is it? Do you play it?
Grease is the word.
Well, come on. I'm waiting.
Grease is the word.
The word is the word that you heard.
It's got groove, it's got meaning. Grease is the time, it's the place, it's the motion. And Grease is the way we are feeling.
Grease.
Woo!
Then we got Andy.
Oh my!
We got Andy. Yes.
Okay. Andy.
You've got me searching for that heaven in your eyes. I was chasing your affection. I was telling you no lies, and I was loving you when the words are said. Baby, you're in my head. And in this world of people, there's only you and I. Ain't nothing comes between us in the end. Only you can see me through. I'm leaving it up
remember this
to you. Do it right, take me through the night. Shadow dancing, baby, you do it right. Oh, give it more, drag me across the floor. Shadow dancing, all this and nothing more.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is so great. I get my own private concert here, and so do you. Well, oh my gosh. Should we take another quick break and then we'll be right back?
Absolutely.
How about that? We'll be right back after a quick message from our sponsors, because our sponsors are so important. They support us and support these shows and bring you wonderful artists just like the Bee Gees Gold. We'll be right back.
Crazy Terry here with your car care tip of the day. So it's not a bad idea every now and then to check your battery. If you don't know how to do it, have somebody check it for you. Just a visual inspection can tell you a lot about your battery. So as we can see here, this battery's got a hold down. It's nice and tight. The cables are on. They don't look bad. We've got a cover. We don't see any corrosion. Everything's kind of tight, looking good. A little bit of dirt, that's normal, but nothing's leaking. No real cause for alarm here. So that's a good sign. Doesn't mean it's good, but at least visually we know that it's intact. Okay, so we're looking at a battery here that shows signs of corrosion. We want to test that battery to make sure it's good. Usually when they're getting like this, there's going to be a problem, leaking some acid at the top. We ran the test and we find out it has 396 cold cranking amps, but the battery requires 650. So it's just not enough. The battery is going to go soon. Better to know now than later. Okay, so the benefits of checking the cable is because this cable's rotted out. What we'll find is this is the problem, not the battery. So it'll save you from buying a battery, still having the no start, only to find out that it's a cable. This type of corrosion is common in diesels. Okay, so we're getting ready to jump the car, but we have to have some battery cables. And we have to check those too before we hook them up to the battery. So here we have our standard set of battery cables. We just look them over, see if the ends are frayed, if everything's connected all right. Everything looks good here. Wouldn't hurt to check the rest of the cable just to make sure the dog didn't get it and chew it up. We have red and black. Red's positive, black's negative. You always want to hook the positive up first and then the negative. And I'll show you how that's done right now. Keep these off to the side so they're not touching each other. Hook up your positive. You can find that right here by the plus sign, the negative sign. Plus is positive, red. Make sure that's securely hooked up. Keeping these away from each other, hook up your negative cable. Just got to fight it on there, figure out a way to get it. Wiggle it a little bit so it ensures a good connection. Now you're transferring voltage. If I hit these two together, we're going to spark. Kind of want to avoid that. Won't kill you. Kind of fun. A lot of people think if they can turn the headlights on, the battery's fine. That's not always the case. It takes very little amperage to turn a light on, but it takes a lot of amperage to start the starter. I recommend checking the charging system every oil change. At Sun Valley Automotive, there's never a charge for that. This is Crazy Terry with your car care tip of the day.
Hi, I'm Joe Peroni.
And I'm Heidi Mancini, and we're the hosts of the Rise Above show. Check us out on WWDB.TV on Thursday afternoons at 2 p.m.
Welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here with the Bee Gees Gold, and I can't believe it. We've had music throughout the entire show today, and I'm sure we're going to get maybe a little bit more. But I just want to reiterate, you do have a website?
Yes.
Okay, and what is that?
www.bgsgold.com. Very easy.
Very easy and very simple to remember.
Or
Bee
Gees Gold Tribute starring John Acosta on Facebook.
Yes.
There you go. Now, it's very important. Go to their Facebook page and like them. Now, do you guys also have a Twitter?
Yes, I have Twitter.
So they can follow you on Twitter?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Instagram, do you take pictures
Instagram
everywhere you
as
go?
well.
Instagram, you can get their pictures as they're touring around and doing shows here in Las Vegas and also around the country, because I'm sure you'll be doing other things around the country coming up soon,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. And also, we want to remember Coast to Coast Entertainment, which is Trish and Tony, and they're sitting right there in the studio here with us. And we want to go to their Facebook page. I think they're just getting everything renovated and new website coming. So thank you, Trish, again for bringing them to my attention and having them here on the show. And also, let's see what else. We want to play another song, of course, for the audience. And then, is there any other? Oh, I know what. I have, WEMA, Women in Music and Arts, empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships. That's my foundation. And it's very important to me to try to support the arts, which I'm sure you guys do a lot of mentoring of other artists, right? So if you have one thing to tell a young artist about getting into the entertainment business or following their dreams, what would that piece of advice be?
May I?
Sure, you go right ahead.
Well, really, it's I see a lot out there. I think it's important to believe in yourself, because you will come across many obstacles. You will face adversity. In this day and age, many people are putting things together quickly, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, Mark?
Well, they don't have their heart into it.
They don't have a heart, and it's kind of half-baked. And I really think that you need to study. If you're doing a tribute to someone, then study your butt off and believe in yourself, and that emotion, that type of energy, basically that law of attraction, will start to pay back and influence others and and just smile. How about that? You know, it's a very Canadian thing to do. Just smile. Start your day smiling. I'm going to go now shopping, looking like this. People look at me and say, what the hell's wrong with this guy? I smile. I say, you have a beautiful day. Goodbye.
Accept feedback. I want to say, accept feedback from other people about the types of music you're performing.
That's a good one.
And how your performance works. Or you're just, there's a lot of jaded musicians who have sat around and there's no work for me, and you know, they've gained weight. We're still wearing the same 30-year-old wrinkled up old suit or something, and they just haven't stayed fresh. They haven't stayed meaningful in the industry anymore, and it just passes them by. So take that feedback and learn from that, and put that as part of what you're trying to put out there back to the people, and I think it leads to success.
I think that's really good advice from both of you, and I agree with you both. I think that it's very important, if you're passionate about something, to put it out there and do it, and also to continue to grow, to continue to learn.
That's exactly. Never stop learning.
Take a step every day towards your goals. You know, and my father's 87 years old, and he's plays saxophone, and he's been playing it his entire life, and he still is practicing.
Yes.
You know, and people say, "Why are you practicing? You know how to play." No, but you have to keep your chops up,
you know,
and you have to keep.
No, it's that old school mentality. It's like you never stop learning.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I mean, you've got an opportunity to do something that many people don't get to do.
And we have new audiences all the time. We have, constantly, you continue to have new generations growing up, hearing this music, possibly for the first time, and you may be the first person that they see do the Bee Gees, and so you want to do a good representation of it, and obviously you're not pretending to be them.
No.
You are yourselves doing this tribute to the Bee Gees, which was a great group, and like as you said, there was so much talent in that group, and so you're carrying on that tradition and honoring them, and you're doing a good job of it, and also keeping ourselves in as good a shape as we can be, and staying fit and fabulous forever, forever.
The motto I have for this group is, especially when we meet a younger generation that come to the show and they don't remember anything from the 60s, they remember the white suit, the John Travolta movie, because it's been playing. But it's one of the things that I say is I want people to close their eyes and to actually think they're listening to the group. I do that when I listen to Beatlemania or any other tribute. I close my eyes and say, they just brought me back.
Well, the music speaks for itself, and music lasts.
Correct.
And it goes beyond.
Good music lasts.
Good music lasts.
Good music,
That's right. Good music, goes beyond and continues to entertain us. And I don't care how long the time passes. We can still, like you said, close our eyes, and it can take us back to another era, another time. And the music is still pertinent today. So I want to thank you guys again, and I just want to remind my friends and family out there, to check out the show, The Bee Gees Gold, and remember, Coast to Coast Entertainment is bringing them to you live at the Italian American Club September the 15th at 8 p.m. So call them, get your tickets, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Are you ready for the fever?